Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bethany Ricciardi, joined here with Larry Clark, the president of South Bay. We're currently at the 45th parallel. We were just talking about economic development down US 23, and this seems like the point for the gateway, right?
Yes, exactly. This will be the first stop that people come into. A lot of residents in Alpena live in Ossining and further south, so they're coming past this point, as well as the bulk of our tourists. Mentioning earlier that most of the cars coming into Alpena come in from US 23 south. So what they're going to see here, what we're envisioning, is going to be a full-size road observation area. Obviously the iconic 45th parallel, halfway between the equator and North Pole. What we're envisioning would be a pull-off area here with a viewing platform built on a boardwalk that would be overlooking the beautiful Squaw Bay.
Yeah.
And also there would be an informational kiosk or two that would talk about attractions in the whole area, the city of Alpena and all the area. Also some information about the shipwrecks that are here in Squaw Bay and all the way through Thunder Bay, and all the various opportunities for seeing the shipwrecks, such as the Glass Bottom Boat Tour. And also, but information also about the wildlife here. We have some egrets here today, and there's all kinds of birds and plant life that are unique to this area. So it would showcase that. It would be called what's called a node. Also, it would be a welcome to Alpena sign here. So as you go further north and we start to get more into what we were just talking about with the corridor itself, to finish up on that discussion for a minute, there are numerous opportunities there for business growth that came out of the MSU findings. Particularly, they found a number of key industry segments that are underutilized in US 23 South and in the area, where people are actually going outside the area to shop. And among those would be things like clothing, also clothing accessories, lawn and garden equipment and lawn and garden supplies, and various other businesses like that. That came out in the study that was just published recently. So all of this means that there is a demand for increased business activity on US 23 South in the short term as well. One of the innovative ideas they presented also is what's called a pop-up shop. So the existing vacant buildings that are there, young entrepreneurs, or any entrepreneur for that matter, can come in and put in a store, try out their concept. Let's say it's a bakery, or say it's a technological advance in some area. The theory being they could rent those for a small amount of money, see if their idea is going to float, and then move on from there to probably a permanent destination somewhere else, or maybe even in that location. So that's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, just so much talk about growth in every aspect, and it seems like it's not just including the road itself, but more parks, like here at Squaw Bay and further out, you mentioned, right?
Yes, on over at the end, this is Partridge Point that we're looking at over here to the east. And there's another park being planned over there. The DNR owns 52 acres of land over there on the southeast tip of Partridge Point. And we were working with them to put in a small day-use park in that area, probably no more than 3 to 5 acres, a few picnic tables, maybe a shelter, and certainly a kayak launch to be able to launch into the bay and everything. Yeah, and the nice thing is that the DNR approached us just a couple of weeks ago after an inquiry of how soon we could get this implemented, and they are agreeable to doing the work of putting in or improving a driveway into the area yet this summer. If we can supply the gravel and the culvert for the driveway, they will supply the labor and the machinery. So we're going to be asking for donations for that, for materials and in-kind service work, and that's something that the community can take advantage of right away.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, how has funding been laid out? Are you applying for grants and different things like that?
Well, that's a great question. We raised $37,000 last year, but we spent it all on the planning work that's been done so far through Beckett and Rader, and a small amount to Michigan State University. So here in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be announcing another funding drive, telling people where they can send money if they would like to help support the project. The first thing, or the next thing we're thinking about, would be to start accumulating funds for a bike path extension. The Alpena bike path runs up to Island Drive. We'd like to extend it to South Partridge Point. So that would be something very visible and something people could use in a couple of years even. And the next thing is just for various items that come up that we'll have funding available, should we see an opportunity. A great point being what we're talking about with gravel and so on and so forth.
Right.
We can start to improve certain areas and take advantage of opportunities that come up quickly if we have the funding available.
Awesome. So there's a lot going on, lots to talk about. We're going to take another quick break and we'll be right back with Larry.